Hi, welcome back to A Week in the Life of Me, Land of Overcome. Um, so, it's actually the last video that I'll be doing for because this has been for a project in my speech class. I had to do 10 videos. This is be the 10th and the final. But, um, so, Monday, man, nothing really happened on Monday. Same thing with Tuesday. Nothing too interesting, nothing eventful. But on Wednesday, Um, I actually Wednesday was pretty eventful. Monday and Tuesday I worked after school, and it was no different for Wednesday. I worked, but after work I went to a softball game for Madison. It was senior night, and so that was a lot of fun. Um, I got her a bouquet of flowers from the Wood and Ivy here in town, which actually not too bad. Prices are decent. The flowers looked really cool. Then, um, uh, man, oh, Monday. I don't know why the space went on. Monday was my mom's birthday, so we all went out and we had dinner, and that was a lot of fun, hanging out with the family and whatnot. Um, then on Thursday, not a whole lot happened, but Friday was eventful to say the least. When I got to school, it was everything was normal, and then for some reason I decided to check my email, and I realized that the Ivy Tech commencement, which is my graduation from Ivy Tech, or me getting my certificate from Ivy Tech, was that night, and I completely forgot about it. I wasn't really wanting to go because it felt like it was going to be a waste of time, but I went anyways. We left my house at about 4:30 or 5, and we got up to Fort Wayne, which is where it was held. It was held in the Coliseum, and so when we got there, we had to go through everything and whatnot, and there's like a special area for the high school students because what I got was the Indiana College Core, and so it's 30 college credits that school, any state school has to accept them. They can't deny them or not accept them. So that'll give me a good head start in college. But I there was like a special area. We got chords, so that was pretty cool. And then there was a few kids from my school that I knew, like Morgan Butcher, Kiara Carmichael, Nick Ewing, and Cole Hughes. So I talked to them, and then we all went into the auditorium, I guess is what I'd call it, or the big room, and we sat down, and there was two aisle, I guess, sections, and then each section had rows, and one row would go up, they wait a couple like a minute or two, and then they'd have the next row go up, and it took about 3 hours. Excuse me. It took about 2 or 3 hours just to get through all the people there because it wasn't just the high school. It was like Fort Wayne and Warsaw Ivy Tech was graduating as well. So that took a little bit, and then I'll grab the thing they gave me. It's this, and on the inside where my diploma is supposed to be, it's like a little handout. And so basically, what it says is that um, if I was graduating like then, the diploma would already be in the mail. But if I was graduating in a little bit, then they would wait for the final grades to come in, and then they would send it out, which is what I'm doing. Um, so um, that it, I don't want to say it was a waste of time. It felt like a waste of time, to be honest. Although my family enjoyed it, so that didn't make it that bad. That helped because then it didn't feel as much of a waste of time. Um, Afterwards, uh, there was like in the expo center, there was I guess a little after party, and they had like refreshments and snacks, and then there was also a couple booths that were set up for they had like different colleges and whatnot, or like workplaces, and so we hung out there for a little bit, and then came back to Wabash. And then yesterday, Saturday, I we got up and we went out to my grandparents to go change the oil and sharpen the blades and clean the mow decks on all of our mowers. And I also started working on a new knife. I forge knives as a hobby, and I think it's pretty fun. Originally, I had bought I had bought a piece of angle iron from the Wabash Steel Supply Shop, but I was a little underprepared, and we didn't really have anything to cut it, so I had to put a hold on that, and I just used a steel window arm that my grandpa, before he replaced all the windows in his house, he saved them, and so he let me have them so I could forge on them. But it had been a second since I got my forge out, so that was pretty cool getting it all started back up and whatnot. I did that, and then I think so far right now I'm gonna make a double-edged dagger, which is kind of where I what I make the most. It just feels the most comfortable. And then I also usually wrap my handles in a copper wire. It's kind of like my signature in a way. This was one of the, I think this was honestly the first knife I ever made, so it's kind of a little more crude. But I got the copper handle and then two blades, and it needs to be cleaned up. It actually took me a second because I had lost it, and so I found it in a box of my other stuff out of my grandparents, and so that was really nice. And then we got all the blades sharpened, and we got all the oil change, and we got the decks cleaned up on the mowers and the push mowers. So, and then afterwards, I came back to my house, and I really didn't do anything the rest of the day. So that was nice. And then today being Sunday, I'm actually doing this in the morning instead of the afternoon like usual because we have church to go to, but after that we have Mother's Day because Mother's Day is today, and so I'm not sure if I'll have any time to actually do this beforehand. But yep, today's Mother's Day, and so I'm really excited. I got my mom a card, which I think she'll like it because she likes puzzles, and so the card has stuff to do with puzzles. So I hope she likes it. But yeah, so that's about it so far. And like I said earlier, this is my final video, so there won't be any more after this. Hopefully, I've enjoyed doing this project. It's been very interesting because at first I really didn't want to do it, but I started to enjoy doing these. It's kind of it's nice, I guess. I just wanted to thank everyone for watching and hope you all enjoyed the series. Bye.